Hello and welcome to my YouTube video on Talent Development Environment by Max Lithgow. So what is talent development environment? So a talent development environment is the environment that allows athletes to develop their skills. The environment should be suitable for the athlete and the sport. An example would be if a child is learning football, they should be in the environment with lots of children their own age learning football. The conditions of the environment is also important. In Cuba, a wrestler learns their sport in an abandoned building. This helps to reflect how they are on their own in the ring when competing. Obviously, a coach can't come into the fighting environment with them and can only stand on the sidelines and shout. So therefore, the abandoned building helps to reflect how they are on their own when competing. So children spend a lot of time playing sports in the streets when they're young with their friends. This is a good talent development environment as children are enjoying discovering sport. However, it's not the best talent development environment as there is no access to proper coaching on the streets. Also, people these days are getting a bit annoyed with kids playing sports on the streets, and that's why we're seeing no ball game signs popping up. And therefore now space is running out for children to learn sports on their own. In Samoa, athletes are pushed towards rugby. However, because of the amount of rugby players being produced in Samoa and the size of them, the NFL has started looking at taking some Samoa players. So Samoa actually produces more NFL players than anywhere else in the US. This is because they're pushed from an early age to play rugby, right from being young, and therefore the skills aren't much less similar to NFL, where they can easily transfer across. There's over 30 Samoan players in the NFL and over 200 in Division 1. 30 Samoan players in the NFL might not seem like a big number. However, when you consider the amount of players in the NFL, 30 is quite a big number in comparison. Curaçao, they produce many elite baseball players. This again because they are pushed into playing baseball right from being little. Curaçao has one Major League Baseball player for every 21,000 residents, compared to the US where it is one to every 503 residents. Now, one big factor that we must consider when looking at this fact is how big Curaçao is versus the US. However, 1 in 21,000 residents is still a massive number compared to the US. Again, in Curaçao, athletes are pushed right from an early age to play sports, especially baseball, and it has become one of the biggest providers for Major League Baseball itself. And this is because the environment, there's lots of baseball pitches in Curaçao, and kids are pushed towards playing it from a young age. So this is just a bit of research by Martindale et al. In 2007. So the key features of the development environment is long-term aims and methods. So you're looking at your long-term vision, your planning and implementation of your planning. Wide-ranging coherent messages. So are you using role models effectively? Are you getting many different messages and using them all to the best of your ability? Emphasis on appropriate development and not early success. So development is a trajectory, and peaking too early can lead to early dropout and early burnout, which is what we've discussed in my other video on early specialisation in sport. and individualized ongoing development. So this is where an individual plan will be made about you in order for you to succeed in your sport, and it identifies what needs to be done, goal setting, review processes, and it is individual to you. Here is just a quick reference list of what I've done, what I've used for this YouTube video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.